Peace and love, everyone. My name is Sheldon, and I help raise the vibrational frequency of this planet. I am also on a mission to help people really ascend their consciousness and start thinking in a new way. Today I wanted to tone it down a little bit and talk about something a little bit more serious, something that's been going on for a very long time. And I think that is really important to get this across, and there is a positive side to this as well, so don't worry. A little bit of it is going to be more negative, but I think it is super important for people to realize what's been happening, essentially beneath their nose, and to get the point across that now is the time to wake up. We are in a transition in this world. We are in the Great Awakening, if you will. And what's happening is people are starting to wake up all over the world and starting to see that this reality is false. And essentially what's happened is your perception has been manipulated your whole entire lives, and it's been manipulated through the five senses. So they have told you that you are not powerful, that everything you see is essentially your reality, but we only see, I think it's like 0.03% of the visible light spectrum. Like, we see nothing. So there's so much out there that we can connect to, that we've been told that really isn't there. And it's funny because the conscious population, the people that have expanded their consciousness and that have started thinking outside the box and outside of the education system and outside of the media and outside of the television, have all come to the same conclusion. We've all seen the same things, and we've seen it for years. We've seen the control mechanism. So essentially what's happening is there is a hierarchy, a specific group of people that control billions. And this has been happening for thousands of years. Now, the best way to describe this is the pyramid structure. So these people are at the top of the pyramid, and we would be at the bottom of the pyramid. And what you have in the middle would be, your military, your police forces, Silicon Valley, which is, Facebook, YouTube, World Health Organization, FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency, all the governments, the Federal Reserve, which is the banking system, which controls your money, which you actually pay taxes to, not the government. You pay taxes to these private families. So that's all in the middle of the pyramid, and they control all of it. They own all of the businesses. They own all of the media. They own all of the banking systems, and their whole goal is essentially control. They chose a polarity of self. So essentially there's two polarities in this world. There's the polarity of service to others, and there's a polarity of service to self. And both you can advance and ascend according to the law of one. When Ra was channeled, you can ascend up your densities, which are a little bit different than dimensions, but we'll get into that in another video. So they're on the service to self path, which is all about control, which is all about, themselves, and they don't really have any emotion, and they've been controlling you for a very long time through the media, through the education system, through Facebook. They're censoring ads now. They just deleted David Icke's YouTube. He had 900,000 subscribers. Like, what are you guys hiding? Like, you're that desperate to delete someone's YouTube channel and Facebook because you're worried about the information that's getting out, because it's resonating with people. And that's why I think this conversation is important. That's why I think it's good to understand this information. I highly suggest you guys go out and do your own research and draw your own conclusions, and stop thinking here. Your whole entire lives, your perception has been right here and nowhere else. It's been at the media. You went to university, you went to college, you went to high school, whatever you were taught, you believed to be fact, and you never ever went back and questioned it. Now, if there was a very specific group of people that own everything, which there is, that control everything that you were ever taught and everything you were ever told, and you never questioned it, how do you feel about that? Now, I questioned everything. I went out and did my own research and draw my own conclusions, because the internet, I mean, has millions of different sources, and you can go out and you can, go to multiple different sources and draw your own conclusions. Now, people like me and people that would talk about these things would be called conspiracy theorists. Now, it's funny because the whole word conspiracy theorist was made up by these people, by the CIA, to put a certain connotation on people that would question the narrative, and people would dismiss it right away. So if you hear anything other than what you've been told your whole entire lives and you dismiss it, that is the greatest form of ignorance there is, because you have no clue what's going on. The only way to know is to start expanding your consciousness and start tapping into infinite energy, which is what I have done over the years. And the way to do that is to look inside and to open up your heart. Now, the problem is people are so reliant on the system that they will fight to defend it. And that's what you see right now. We're on house arrest. We're not on lockdown, we are on house arrest, and this virus was planned. And if you dig deep enough and if you look, you'll start to see that, that's a reality. I can't speak too much about this because it's censored. You are not allowed to speak about anything other than the official narrative that the World Health Organization gives for COVID-19, which, by the way, is owned by Bill Gates, who is a part of the cabal, which is another funny thing that we can talk about later. So, it's a little bit of a touchy topic. However, people need to be aware of what is being, what has been going on under their nose their whole entire lives. You have been led to believe that you are some insignificant nothingness in this vast universe, when really you are the universe. You are its entirety. Everything is connected. Everything is one single point of consciousness. Consciousness created everything, which created you. You can call it God, call it consciousness, doesn't really matter. It is a higher power, and you have the ability to connect to it, and that's exactly what they don't want. That's what makes you more powerful than their game, and it's love. And that's why I am doing what I'm doing, and I'm portraying, peace and love, because I know that it is the most powerful tool at our disposal at all times. Love actually sits at the top of the pyramid, not them, and they know that. So, if you guys are able to start expanding your consciousness and start thinking in a new way, and start realizing that my whole entire life I was lied to, and start questioning your reality, because if you're still looking at your reality through your five senses, you are lost. You are completely lost, and you need to start looking inside for the answers. It's a beautiful thing once you start seeing who you truly are, once you start remembering who you truly are. What they're doing is they're actually keeping your soul in bondage here through their control process. And it's very sick what these people are doing. They're psychopaths. And they've been doing it for a very long time, and I'm not going to get into some of the dark things that they do because it's super negative and it's not worth getting into. But do know this, do know that if you're someone that has been watching the news and you went to school and you believed everything you were ever told, his story, you believed his story, and you believed the tell lie vision that tells lies to your vision, that you're programmed with, almost like a remote control, then you're lost. And you need to wake up. And right now, there's a lot of people waking up. And the people that are waking up in the conscious tribe are going to reign supreme. And the people that are still sleeping will be left behind. And that's how it's going to be. This was predicted a very, very, very long time ago by some very wise, ancient people, if you will. And it essentially talks about the lifting of the veil, and what was hidden is now coming to light, and this is exactly the information that's coming to light. It's about the control mechanism that the elite have been doing for such a long time. Now, this does seem very negative, and their whole plan is to vaccinate the entire population. Like, this isn't going to end. You guys think this is going to end? It's not going to end. They're gonna come out with different waves of it, and then it's like, oh, now we just need this vaccination, and what's in that vaccination is absolutely mind-blowing. If you just go out and do your own research, and I highly suggest you do that. Once again, don't just take my words as fact, but go out and do your own research. I've researched and I've drawn my own conclusions, and it seems a pretty common theme for everyone that literally looks at it and looks outside the box and starts figuring out that, hold on, we've been duped. We've been duped. And the only way you wouldn't know that is if you didn't question the narrative. So if you didn't question the narrative, you wouldn't know that anything is going on under your nose. You've never really gone out and done any research and drawn any conclusions for yourself and thought outside the box and thought outside of your five senses. But I'm telling you right now that this has been going on for a very long time. I've witnessed all of it. Once you start seeing it, you'll start seeing the patterns everywhere. It's all connected. They're in small towns and cities, and the pyramid moves down, and everyone's got their orders, and everyone carries them out. And this has been they control the military, they control the governments, they control the banking systems, like I said before. So, when you pay your taxes in Canada, it's like 30% you get raped, and you're literally paying your taxes to these families, these multi-trillionaire families that own 99% of the world's wealth. And you can call them the 1%. Call them whatever you want, but they exist, and they've been doing this for a long time. And the only way for this to end is for you guys to wake up. Like, the time is right now to wake up, and to wake up to who you really are. We don't need to fight this with violence. Love doesn't know violence. Love is just love. Love is the most powerful tool in the entire universe. Once you tap into infinite energy, you're way more powerful than they are. We have allowed such a small group of people to control billions. Billions of people. Billions. And do you guys not see this right now? Do you not see what's going on? Seriously. Like our whole entire, do you your whole entire life you didn't think that something was wrong here? Like, this doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. The way we're living doesn't make sense. You're literally a slave in this system. We're not, the old ways are dead. We'll never go back to the old ways, ever. It's going to be their way or our way. So, right now is the time to look inside, do your research, draw your own conclusions, stop taking the media as fact. Look at all the censoring that's been going on. My God. YouTube literally has policies in place that you cannot challenge the narrative of COVID-19. Why? What happened to freedom of speech? What do they not want you to know? Huh? David Icke, 900,000 subscribers on YouTube got deleted because he's speaking this information. Because he's done research for 30 plus years now, and ridiculed, terrorized, bullied his whole career, and now finally it's starting to come to light and people are starting to wake up. Like, there is a shift in consciousness. The veil is being lifted. This was predicted so long ago, and I'm seeing so many people wake up right now, and you might be one of them. You might be watching this and this might be resonating with you, and what I'm telling you is to go out and do your own research and draw your own conclusions. You know, there's a reason that there's a pyramid with the eye on the back of a dollar bill and a little owl chilling in the corner that you can't even see. That's why Drake uses the owl, because the whole entertainment industry is deeply connected with the elite. That's why everyone's like, The Simpsons predict everything. It's like, they don't predict anything. This was an agenda for such a long time, and The Simpsons is tied in with the elite, and they tell them to put this stuff in their programs all this time ago to essentially laugh in your face. Same with Family Guy, lots of other TV shows. And this is why this happens, because essentially, karmatically, they do this karmatically because they can say that they're telling you, that they're put in there, so they're telling you what they're going to do before they do it. And somehow that helps in a karmatic way for them. But they're doing it in a very deceiving way, and that's what they've always been doing. Once you start seeing this, and you start opening your eyes to what is actually real and what is happening, then you start seeing the whole spider web, and you start seeing everything around you, and how it's all a fucking lie. Your whole entire life, your whole life was a lie, essentially. But moving on from that, in your essence, you are God. You are the universe. You are consciousness. You are it. You are infinite energy, and you are connected to everything else. And once you realize that, once you have that epiphany, your life will change. Your life will change for the better. You will understand that you are here for a very significant reason, that you are very powerful, and that love is the answer. And love always was the answer. And I'm not just talking about love like, oh, I love this person so much. Like, no, love is infinite. It is abundant. It is the everything. Once you can get to a point where you're going for a walk outside and you're in awe, you're just in awe. You're in awe in everything. You're staring at the trees and the birds, and you're watching nature, and you're just in complete awe because you understand that it's all connected to you. There's no separation whatsoever. It's all fucking beautiful. And once you start realizing this, and you start leading with love and leading with light, and that's what I'm always preaching, because it is the way. It is the only way. Once you start leading with this, you will start seeing your life change in a beautiful way. There's no more depression. There's no more fear. There's no more anxiety. This doesn't know any of that. It only knows love. That's it. And once you have love, and once you have unconditional love towards everything and everyone, you will be saved. That's where you need to get to. And the only way to get to that is to take that perception, that's been pretty much controlled your whole entire life, and turn it within. You need to look inside in order to find yourself. And this is the way it is. I've done this. Every conscious person, every successful person that has ever done anything big in this world, any legend that you see, has all done the same thing. They've all looked inside themselves for the answers, because this physical reality isn't going to give you the answers, but infinite energy always will. Always will. And the only way to tap into that is to look inside, is to turn your attention inwards. And that's done through meditation, solitude, silence, breathing techniques, all that stuff. Psychedelics. Psychedelics are a good way to get there as well. Psilocybin, DMT, ayahuasca, LSD. Great way to expand your consciousness and your awareness, And that's why there's such a stigma on these specific drugs, illicit drugs, because they've done that because they don't want you to expand your consciousness. It's like, oh yeah, psilocybin or mushrooms put holes in your brain. Like, that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Yet, things like cocaine are publicized and normalized, and alcohol, cigarettes. Like, do you guys not see what's wrong here? It's all about control. It's all about keeping you sick. Lying to you about what's been good for your health your whole entire life. You need to eat meat to be strong. That's bullshit. It's not true. Once I dropped meat, I got stronger. More vitality, more energy, clearer skin, more love, more peace, abundant, easy to manifest, synchronicities like crazy. I've watched it, and everyone else that's done it has watched it too. You've been lied to your whole entire life about everything. Simple as that. You can call me conspiracy theory. I don't care. I don't care. I know who I am. I know where I'm going. I know I'm on the right path. I've been literally told by higher intelligence that I am on the perfect path right now. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Speaking to you guys. And it's going to blow up. I guarantee it. I know that for a fact. I've been showed it. It's awesome. Just got to keep doing this. But the main point here is that love will always win. Know that you've been duped. Stop believing the lies. It ends now. The veil is being lifted. Either you guys are going to be left behind, or you're going to be building a new world. It's up to you. You want to be controlled your whole entire life? Or do you want to lead with love and peace and freedom? It's up to you. That's what we're doing. That's what the conscious tribe right now is coming together. Soul family coming together and getting this information across, because that's why we're here. And we can never be silenced, because together we are so much strong. Like, even as an individual, because I have infinite energy and love, and I'm tapped into what it is. I'm tapped into the infinite. I am much more powerful than all of them. And they know that, and they're scared of that, and that's why they're censoring. So, the main point here is to look inside and to lead with love and to do everything with love. Everything. Because love will always win. It'll always win. And once you have that, your life will change for the better. And that's really it. Just it's all here. Stop here and start here. Because thinking is the problem. Look inside and you'll find all the answers. Lead with love and you'll find all the answers. Once you guys start doing that, we're going to start building a new world. So just go out, do your own research, draw your own conclusions, figure all this stuff out for yourself, realize you've been duped, realize you've been lied to your whole entire lives, figure out who you truly are, look inside for the answers, and you will find them. And you will find them in the most beautiful ways possible. And that's all we need. All we need is for people to continue waking up, because this has already started to happen. And that's why I'm trying to reach as many people as I can reach and do my part. Because even if one person starts getting it, job well done. And that's the mission. And collectively we're all doing this to, raise the vibrational frequency of this planet to a point where people start to wake up. To a point where people start to realize who they truly are, and then come together as a whole and lead with love and create a new world. And the cabal will fall, guaranteed. But it's up to us, and it's up to us right now. And that's why I wanted to come out and speak about these things today. Not topics that I typically like to speak about, and I won't probably go back to them because they are negative. However, it's good to know about it. It's good to understand it. If you're someone that's known about it for a long time, then there's another side to it too. It's not just that side. The inward side is what they've been hiding. That's the biggest piece they've been hiding. So looking inside is the biggest piece, and that's why they've kept you in this box and kept you in this narrative and kept you, paying bills and all that stuff and going to work every single day and kept you busy essentially, so you didn't have time to question it or see who you truly are. But now you got all the time in the world, so what better time to wake up from your coma, to put it lightly. So really all I wanted to say today, guys, I appreciate you guys so much once again, and we'll be back soon. We'll be back with more positivity and love, but for now I think that it's really important just to get this point across, get it off my chest, and just lead with love. It's easy. Just lead with love. Open your heart up, and there's infinite possibilities. Infinite. I have witnessed it, I promise you guys. Alright? Peace and love always. We'll see you soon. Love you guys so much. Namaste.